done enough test recordings, and I know I've been putting this off just because, well, once this is gone, this is the end of Shingeki no Kyojin, or Attack on Titan, or the Attack on Titan. Again, just putting it off because once this is done, right? This is the ending we're getting in. I'm so conflicted about the way the last one ended. I know this is, it's like maybe a little bit more than mid-April. Really, this one again postponing, but all right. Let's see how this goes down. Pretty sure I have it blurred on it for I think the cover. All right, here we go. Final chapter, toward the tree on that hill. Also, I got some OJ here. So we know that his story is married, and they're still trying to figure out peace. I guess we got as satisfying as it could be. So his story wasn't. She is married to the farm. It seems that way. It seems that way. It seems that way. But it's disappointing. Even what Armin says, wasn't expecting such a pathetic response. Because the way Eren was built up and so forth, and now it's over. So again, always that tree. Went back to the first episode, and of course, when they had to identify themselves as Titans, of course, the first time Armin had to do that, and of course, Armin takes the credit. But it looks like they have reached a bit, and what Isayama said would be the final panel wasn't the final panel. We still get to see Story's child, someone more to feed him, but it's not as fulfilling as that theory that was going around where the other is Eren Yeager, who teacher to eventually have his daughter be the first free child. Well, though it's not like that, but his line isn't free, but his friends are free, and because they loved each other and are also free, but still it's given what he had to sacrifice for him to be free, and it's still the island's still not completely, the Jaegers are still ruling it, but somehow his story is still queen, even though the Jaegers are of course makes us crying in that shot. Everything, most of it was good, so trying to patch things up, but it's very similar. We're assuming it's that farm boy, but and so again, we're assuming in this one that it's Historia herself. But god damn it, does that stop grabbing his head? It's pretty creepy. Like, come on. Yeah. But goddamn. And of course, they see their fallen comrades, even Tasha and stuff. It was alright. But hey, at least everyone's going back to humans. Sounds good, but the fact is that the child is not Eren's, and that could have really, had a really hard-hitting response, but no, that part wasn't true, so, which I think would have been a better ending, to have his blood and his friends, but it is bittersweet, so you have to choose either blood or friends, and he chose friends in this case, but no, he wasn't the one, but again, she might be married to him, again, we never really get it clear. We're assuming she could have married him afterwards, or it could just be something in name, but again, let's go back to the beginning. Yeah, of course, they just had to beat me up and stuff. Again, they see it all. And of course, that's why you're me for some reason. She didn't know he burned her family down, killed her parents, and pulled her tongue out. Like, yikes. Yikes. Again, saying the one who let him go and made her go that way was. you know, it's pretty heavily implied that Aaron is what set things in motion. You know, with Bertel making Bertel go that way, and who let him go and made her go that way. That it was Aaron potentially pushing her. He had to do it that day. You know, he made Bertoldo go that way. He made Tina, you know, kill his mother. You know, he can't. She wants her to forget about him. Who knows? Are you disregarding because of stuff like that? How can you do that? She valued you over everything, even over her own life, and you're telling her to just forget about you. How could she do that? She should at least be able to forget, you know, the heartbreaker who, you know, she loved and stuff. But he wants her to think about 10 years at least. But again, it's not as powerful as, you know, some people were theorizing around, you know, with this sort of being pregnant with Aaron's child. And it's kind of unsatisfying because, you know, his line would have been free, but now he has no line. You know, his friends have to do it, and everything's still not perfect, of course not. The Jaegers are building up their military for some reason, which isn't a good thing, but then again, they are still seen as a threat because of the fact that they released all the wall tines and stuff. But again, of course, he risks their memories and so forth. Because I stopped carrying Aaron's head like that. That's still really weird. Okay, like no, like really, like. But I guess that's all she could. There he has the rest of his body is still in that. But everyone got that stuff for all of Aaron's sacrifice, and you know, Armin again, you know, his story is, I mean, that sort of form, you know, simple lifestyle and stuff for John and stuff. But again, but the way this is framed, I mean, because it's going to be carrying Aaron's head, and then we immediately cut to his, you know, Historia's child being wrapped up in Historia's arms, and so is it? I mean, again, it doesn't really look like it though.
See?
Maybe you want to go into that more, but maybe it's still look. She's wrapping. Briggs is wrapping her arms around Aaron's head. Sorry, has arms wrapped around her child, but he's framing it like that. Again, they both take up a similar panel too. This takes up the lower half of the panel, and in the other panel, this takes up the upper half of the panel. Oh, more maybe around upper quarter or something, but it still takes up that top part of the panel, the bottom part. So are they saying that is that? I mean, if you want to go, but look, I mean, the arrows look sort of like Aaron's, but other than that, I mean, certain other softnesses don't really look like him or Historia. So I'm assuming it's shit. I mean, I'm assuming she just married a farmer. That's a farmer shop, but the way it's framed and stuff, and maybe unclear. Maybe that's what he wanted. But again, you know, if you can't fight, if you win, they want to win, you know, just to live and stuff. But again, the story does look a bit different in here, even so. And again, they're all going there to ask the beast ambassadors and stuff. Of course, she's under the tree with Aaron's buried head. Again, remembering when they were a child, and then of course, tears. Of course, Crow plucks at her scarf, and we're assuming that's Aaron since he still lives. I mean, we don't get a shot about Aaron. We don't get a shot about Aaron in that, but we're assuming to be, you know, given the fact that he's above time in the pathways, which are above time. And again, you know, he said that Ymir made it so everything happens at once, and that's why he had to nudge Bertol and Dina for its in Titan form to have all that. Again, saying that for these 11 years, the series was, they had troubles, it was sad to say goodbyes, but both being shared through the words, with the readers, series come to an end, the memories are always short, the memories that we've lived through these 11 years. I mean, it's kind of like you've grown up with the series at this point, it's something, that's always going to bring you back, now it's reached a point where, where you want one particular chapter also reminds you what you were doing during that part of your life and stuff. But it's okay, given how people have actually had better endings, and I guess Isayama's he's not exactly confirming it, but he's framing his panels in a way that maybe that's like that, and maybe she married the again, but maybe something no one would ever know. But the way, again, the framing bottom panel of that page, because its arms wrapped around Aaron's head, and next page, top panel, Isoria's arms wrapped around her child, and and it's specifically framed so that way, where you only see the arms and the head of, well, Aaron said the only head that you could see, but the child's made from the neck up only to, possibly maybe hinting that might be Aaron's child, but it doesn't really. And looks more like Nico. But oh, either way, I mean, if Isayama was hinting at that, but maybe he just didn't want to put it. Maybe he just wanted to challenge us, as I think that was a stronger ending. But either way, it's a fine ending, I guess. And if that's what maybe he's trying to nod towards, maybe. But again, I held off on this, and now that it's over, I'm not as hyped anymore, obviously, because it's done, and so now we're just waiting for the anime, which comes out next year. So, well, I guess I have to get around to editing this. Well, it's been fun, but this is over now. Gonna have to go find a new anime, but alright, well, I'm gonna get around to editing, but it was okay. It was good. See you on the next one.